webinars.
I know, right? Learning curves too. Okay, well.
I think we're, it says, I got a little message that we're live streaming now.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
We did it?
On your
We did it?
Good to go.
Yay! Okay, that's great. All right. So here it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Yay! Happy International Women's Day, everybody. Woohoo! I know. Oh my gosh. I have a circle of sisters here with me, and we are all very excited to be here with you. And I want to do gallery view. So can anybody see the live stream yet? So we know.
Yes.
Yeah? Can you see all of us?
Yeah, everyone's showing.
Everyone's showing?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Awesome. Well, I see Kathy nice and big right now. That makes me happy. Okay, fabulous. All right, so in the name of love, we come together on this day, and we call in all of the love that there is in all the universes, all the frequencies, and all the dimensions to come down through every single person that is viewing this, that will experience this, in the name of love, light, and the empowerment of the girls and the women on this planet, and the divine feminine rising in our masculine male friends, and every single person that resonates with womanness. Hallelujah, here we grow. This is it. So I am super excited to introduce you to our panel. I'm going to list off their names really quickly so everybody just kind of gets a flow down. We have Victoria Friedman from the Vistar Foundation. We have Kathy. How do you say your middle name, Kathy?
Oh, Magrish.
Magrish?
Yeah.
Mason from Mindful Media Marketing, and she's a Cash also, Cash Records. We have Cam Durant. I'm getting scared. Cam Durant. Okay. She's a vocalist and a lovely, beautiful woman who does workshops also. Everybody's going to see more about themselves. But Shannon Crossbear, who's our Ojibwe grandma from International Children's Month, and she's my friend and my backer for years and years, and I love her so much. And we have my dear BFF since I was a teenager, Jolynn Rose, on here. She's an acupuncturist and Chinese medicine doctor, and she has witnessed the awakening with me all these years. And we have Darlis Mays, who's a dear friend of mine. She's an intervention specialist and an Akash and dowsing expert also. She's amazing. Did I get everybody?
Shannon.
Yeah.
Angel.
Oh, Angel's here. Oh my gosh. And I love Angel. I had to switch it. I can't see everybody in that other view, so I had to switch it. Okay. And Angel here. Oh my God. I love Angel so much. And she's helping us put together the Center for Advancement in Social Emotional Learning. She has her whole own thing going on as an author and as a healer herself. And she also works with We the World. And there we have it. We're still expecting Amira Beth, who is an Atlantean Mer healer from Hawaii. And we are also expecting Ellen Pellegrino from Age of New Beginnings. So we'll see when they come in and what they have going on. At this point, we just want to have a disclaimer out here that we are all doing the best that we can, and we are coming together in the name of love. My children are home. They're not supposed to be home, but they are today. So there's that. People have dogs. Things happen. Life is as it is. Thank God we're breathing. Our hearts are turned on. And here we are in this form right now to be with you and each other in a beautiful way. So I'm going to ask Victoria Friedman to help me open circle for everybody. And Victoria, you grow for it. What do you think? What do you feel?
Yes, well, I feel we don't have to open anything because I feel it is opened, very opened. and looking around at these little squares with all these seeming little individuals in them with heads and everything. And we know that we're one. So what we're seeing here is just, a flavor, different flavors and different flowers, different birds. However, we are all one, and that oneness is always here. It is always here, one radiant being, undivided, always one, always whole, with no parts. So it's very simple, and I've been hearing it in all the sound. We've heard all the sound lights here going around, and it's like a symphony. It's a pitch of being. It's the pitch of being. So
beautiful. I love it. I love it. Okay. We cast a sacred space of brave safety for all the women on earth, all the girls on earth. Injustices, imbalances, the things that have caused us the strife, the pain, the suffering, like the light going through the darkness, breaking up that which does not serve us as a collective field, that which does not serve us as love. We say no. No more. Love rises inside of each one of us. We sing our songs and dance our dances. We come together. We recognize that we are more powerful together than separate, and that each one of us is going through our challenges to shape us into these beautiful beings that we are. And I honor each and every one of you. And I thank each and every one of you for showing up, how you show up day after day on this beautiful planet. Kathy, I'm calling on you first.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kathy Mason, and I have, for the past 19 years, run a company called Mason Works Marketing that is a marketing company that works only for conscious evolution. For the first 8 years of the business, we worked a lot with manufacturers that were providing products and services that will leave the world a better place. And for the past 10, going on 11 years now, we've been working and expanding that to all sorts of divine beings that somehow find us from all over the world, that it's their time to step up and get their expression, their true soul expression out in the world and find a way to make it sustainable for them to earn a living doing it. And that's how Heidi and I connected. I have a course called Mindful Marketing Magnetism that she's participating in. And it's an unfoldment because so much of what's happening right now is people stepping into their power and stepping into their gifts in a remarkable way, because their yearning was they embodied at this time to share those gifts. And they just don't know how to do it. But the process that I do helps you do that. And so I'm loving being here. I also do a group on Tuesday and on Thursdays called Conscious Business Zone. It's a chance to interview some of these people that I've known all these years and new people that are doing magnificent work in the world that no one really knows about yet. They're kind of my secret weapons. and so I feature them on these interviews. And then the other thing, Trina Cooper and I started a year and a half ago a thing called The Woman's Way. And it's a once a month training, free training on business and how to get marketing skills, and it's all free. And we do it on Zoom once a month. And this month is next Tuesday on the 12th. And I welcome you all. It's about presentations and how to do effective meetings. And that's been a love affair to help women know how to have impact with love. So many of us only know how to have impact in the male masculine way, and we need our divine feminine activated just as much as men do. So I encourage you, if you want to learn about marketing and that you feel that we could help you with some guidance, to please check that out. And that's usually on my personal Facebook page, which is Kathy Magrish Mason. And I love all these people. Some of you are new, some of you are dear old friends. I know some of you from the Co-Creators Convergence, which I've been able to go to for 5 years in a row. So love to everyone, and happy day, my goodness. Nice that we can celebrate this, huh?
A beautiful thing. Kathy, just a quick question for you. It's kind of loaded, but when it comes to, well, you know how it is.
Yeah,
when
I do.
Comes to women's empowerment, right? If you had something that you wanted to share with women right now about being empowered, what would you choose to tell them?
To release the fear they have about being seen. That almost every woman that I know has either their past lives are highly available and a cause of fear, or they were shut down as a child. And the gifts, every single one of us, there's 7 billion people that stood in line, souls that stood in line to get these bodies to be here right now, to share their gifts because they're important in the puzzle. This is all about the divine expression. And so releasing fear or creating an environment where you're supported so you can get the support to go those baby steps at a time, that's what I would suggest.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then what I would love is, as we move through this panel over the next hour, if you guys have any exercises or activations that you can speak, I think that those are highly important for this day. So what do you think about that?
I think
you have anything?
I think you've got a lot of masters on this call.
I know I do. I know we do. I know. It's amazing. It's amazing. So before we started this, also Kathy and Darlis opened up the Akash, and we held space with them also. So this is sacred space. Hallelujah. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
I love you. Thank you. And as things come, I'm a lot more fluid than other people who run this type of show. So, if you've got something that really needs to be said, I think it's important that we open that space up for everybody to understand that if it really needs to be said, you need to say it, because these are the days. These are the times. It's now. Yay. Yeah? Okay. All right. Shannon Crossbear.
I want to just greet you all as my relatives. I'm so glad to be here. I'm honored to be here in this sacred circle that is open to all those that are joining us. So, I'm who I am. I hope what I do comes out of who I am. That's the way that that's the place that I stand in. I'm Ojibwe and Irish. I live on my homelands. That's important to me because it gets me connected to all my other relatives. And I'm on the shores of Lake Superior, which is the largest, cleanest freshwater source on the continent. And I just today, this morning, just kind of knowing that we're on this day that is celebrating international, or, celebrating women, right? And what I was thinking about for myself was I was thinking about the stories that we all have, right? I'm a storyteller. It's one of the things that I do in my life. Collect them, make them up, hear them, share them, live them. All of that is a part of who I am. And so I was thinking about the stories of those women that came before me ancestrally. And I was thinking about how grateful I am to all those that came before us that paved the way that we could be here right now. And I just wanted to make sure that for myself that I recognize and honor all of what they did to allow us to be here in this moment with each other. And I'm excited about where we're going, and where we're at and where we're going and what is unfolding. And I also thought today, I always think about like the teachings that I was given around as I'm thinking about how I'm being in the world, and to be always keeping in mind those 7 generations to come, right? And thinking about, so what are we doing today, just as those ancestors did, to prepare things for the 7 generations that are yet to be here. And so that's exciting, and that I get to share it with all of you. And I get to share some of that in the kind of all the places that I find myself in the work in the world, right? So I'm a grandma, I'm a mom, I do work in the world for a small women's owned organization called the Change Matrix, a diverse group of women who really help people with change efforts, and leadership and equity, across the lifespan in a lot of different arenas. And that's exciting. We do work around, how to be trauma informed, all of those kinds of things. And then I also hold this space of really helping to build relationship and reciprocity with tribes and other groupings of people, to help have an opportunity to share some of that ancestral wisdom so that we can gather the collective intelligence so that we can go to the next place, right? And so that's always exciting because I get to be involved in that conversation, about how and what we do to create spaces where we understand that separation is an illusion. And so, and that we, my healing depends on your healing, my healing, and all of that. And then there's another part of me that girls just want to have fun, right? And so I'm a great believer that the words pray and play are so much the same. They only have one letter difference. So when you're praying, it's with that R, that respect. And when you're playing, it's praying with love, with the love, right? So I think that this is a great day to play. And I'm glad I get to play with all of you. So I don't know.
Really?
I do want to, I think it's really, the other thing I want to say is, sometimes for me, sometimes I've experienced like kind of this huge overwhelmedness with how much how important all of this is and how much we're doing, And then I remember sometimes it's as simple as saying those things that we say to the water, right?
Oh, yes.
Right? It's as simple as that, Yeah. I love you. I thank you. I respect you.
Oh.
And the power that we know now from all of the different ways of knowing, right? Including
Mhm,
Western science, that
mhm.
we know that we can change things on a molecular level through intent alone. Wow, right? And here we are in this collective intent and changing the world. So I am grateful to all of you who participate that every day. And for those of you who may be watching and, you know, having an opportunity to kind of witness this, that we are so grateful that you're with us and that we're all doing that. So I think that's all I have to say for now.
That's beautiful. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Always a source of inspiration for me, Miss Shannon. It's a beautiful thing. All righty here. Ellen's joining us too. And I saw Amira popped in also. Amira, you look beautiful. Good morning. Jolynn has got herself without a camera on. So good morning to those girls. It's early over there. It's like 6 o'clock or something. So that's great. Hi, Ellen. Welcome to the circle, love. How are you? I can't hear you, but I can see you. And it looks dark there too. Okay, awesome. Yay. All right, Angel Fullerton. I'm calling on you next, love.
Yay, me.
Yay, you.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting this together, Heidi.
Thank you.
I can second everything that all of these women have said, and I know the ones that are coming after me. It really is about being together and uplifting each other. Especially with women, we have a tendency to kind of compare ourselves and think that we have to compete with other women to be seen and heard. And then there's many of us, like myself, that do not like to be seen. I'm a bit shy. So I'm proud of myself for being here today.
Me too. You too.
I like to work behind the scenes. I'm one of those gals that likes to be behind the scenes, lifting everybody else up so that they can shine.
You're really good at it. You're really good at it. I want to know more about your book. Can you tell us about your writing and your gifts? What's up with all that? Like, you're a technical masterpiece, but I want to know more about you. So, what do we need to know?
Well, the book I actually took off the market because I have to do some edits on it, but it was inner self illumination, and it's just like little things that you can do like every single day to kind of keep yourself connected with yourself and what's going on around you.
Great.
So hopefully, I got a lot going on right now, but hopefully that can get back on the market soon.
Yeah. Have you got something you could share with us, with our people who are like, that you would want to tell them that you think would be like really beneficial for them to know about that? What comes to mind for you?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, and of course this has a lot to do with some of the projects that I'm working on now, is to really begin to connect and see. There's something coming to me and I can't quite catch it, but being out in nature and actually feeling that on your skin. And I don't mean like go out naked and roll around in the grass, but if that's your thing, hey, go do that. But even, there's earthing, just walking barefoot outside and really, really connecting to, because that's where that's our energy. That's where that comes from. So actually filling into that and being connected with that, it can really, even just for a couple of minutes walking outside like that, it can really change your day. It really can. So that's just my little tip for everyone out there. But that leads me into my business is greenwomanstore.com. What I do there is I find all of these women who are making these products that are helping to heal the earth. They are sustainable. And they don't have a whole lot of market access when they try to enter the game. It's because it's mostly a man's world out there in business, and I'm working to change that. So it started in 2011 from a woman named Jenny LaMorgan, and I actually bought the site from her to continue on her mission. She retired to build a sustainable farm, but anyway. Getting these women on this platform, there's like no monthly fees or anything like that. I work with them individually, the ones that are newer to the market that aren't so sure about how to do business, but they've developed a product that, is amazing. And better for the earth. And so I take these women individually and I see where they're at, and I help them get situated so that they can be on our platform, and we don't charge them any fees. We give them the platform that they need to begin selling what they have, so that they don't have to worry about building a website, marketing, all of that stuff. That takes away that stress for them as they grow their business to where they can expand to that point where, you know, they do need their own website, you know, they do need their own marketing team and things like that. Because I see a lot of women struggle. They're not sure where to start. They don't understand business. And business, I've been learning about business for 20 years. I mean, it's a never ending thing. Actually, I'm kind of addicted to it. I love it. But, and a lot of women aren't. They're more creative, and they want to be able to stay in their zone, in their space. They want to be able to stay where their gifts are. And when they get pulled away from that, having to focus on the things that go into building a business, it can really, really hurt what they're trying to offer the world. And that's my biggest mission, is to make sure that whatever gift they have that they're trying to get out there, that I make it as easy as possible as I can for them to just go ahead and step into that market and hold that space, lift them up, show them, guide them, and just really, because the world really needs what these women have to offer. So
my God, I know it. She's helping me. And I'll tell you what, the difference between my energy field when I type something up and put it together and put it out, and her energy field when she types something together and puts it out, is like night and day. Absolutely. It doesn't matter how much intention I put into something. I have to say it. I don't want to say it, but, you know, and I'm trying to work on it with Kathy. I'm working on my marketing, and I'm doing all kinds of stuff like that. Kathy's helping me with my marketing and helped me figure out how to actually, like, I do so many things for free. She's like trying to help me figure out how to actually make money, because we run not-for-profits, and without money, I mean, what are you going to do, right? We're helping children, so we got to have that. Angel, she just like take what I give her and she makes it look beautiful, and everybody wants to see it. That's just what happens. Everybody wants to see it. It's an amazing gift. And I'm just like so grateful for you in my life. That's greenwomenstore.com, right? Is that where you want people to go to? Yeah. She's helping us help all the new teachers too. Angel is. She's the back end of the Center for Advancement in Social Emotional Learning. So many of you on this panel and many of us out in the world have the new education, the progressive education, the stuff that needs to get launched into things. And this is what all of us here today are like doing together, right? We're grounding out these new frequencies, stick them into the grid, blow it out through the planet. She's so happy that we're together today. The earth is just like, I saw this morning, the heart of the earth just start to like light up and pumping and pumping. And I saw all these women all over the planet pumping and pumping and lighting and lighting. And I was like, oh, today's really special. I know it's named something special, but energetically, it's really special. Yay. Okay, Angel, keep going. I just had to sing your praises for a minute because you really are fabulous at what you do. And so's Kathy, and so's Shannon, and so's everybody on here. So sorry. Passion, that's one of my things. Hey, Angel.
I don't have much more for me to say about that, but I'm really excited to be working with you on the Education Center, because it's really, I feel like it's really key for us to connect with the children and help the teachers and the parents and the community figure out how to work with children to really get them reconnected back to the earth, especially with all the technology. I even see it with my own teenagers. I mean,
oh yeah,
they don't know what grass is half the time. So, so it's really a struggle to really get the children back to nature. So, and all of the love to help with the bullying and all of that stuff that's going on in our school systems. So anything I can do with that education center, I am going to do it, because the children are the ones who will continue to heal the earth, to clean up the messes that we have made, and any tools and resources that they can get as they're young is only going to make it so much better for them and all of us. So.
Goosebumps.
I have to interject, because that just a part of what I do out in the world really has to do with maternal and infant early education and those kinds of initiatives, right? And it really is like there's so much going on in terms of social emotional learning, what we know about adverse childhood experiences, what we know about the impact of not just current trauma, but generational trauma. And we're here to help heal all of that, right? So all of these connections about where these things are happening on all levels. So it's on the individual level, on the community level, on the country level, and on the world level, right? It's just all those things are happening simultaneously. And so all these connections and representations are starting to come together so that we can advance all of this at the same time, right? That convergence. So it's just exciting to hear how those things intersect, right? And create the, for the longest time, I'll just share that I practice our indigenous tribal practices. So in Lodge, for the longest time now, I've been seeing that intersect happening. And so, and it started a while ago, but every time I was in this lodge, I would look up, and in the center of the lodge where the star is, this whole matrix has been visible. And so, so it's just exciting, Heidi, to hear you talk, to hear Angel talk, to hear Kathy talk, to hear Victoria, Pamela, and Darlis, and now Ellen joining us, and Amara, and Jolynn. So I'm excited. That's all. I just had to.
It's an exciting time. It is an exciting time. I mean, how can we not overlap one another while we're having a conversation today? As far as I'm concerned, like, let's go for it. Let's grow for it. Because this is it. This is what makes stuff happen. We vocalize it, right? You all know this. We vocalize it, we make it real. We feel it, we make it real. We imagine it, we make it real, right? Kathy?
So I probably have 10 people that could do courses on the back end of your project.
Great.
I did a education reform book, and then I did a book on creativity. Then I have another author that is amazing. He wrote a book on how to parent the new children.
Great. Yes.
People are showing up all over the place.
Yeah, they're here.
That are ready with content that's really going to help support this new way of thinking and parenting, because we have to work with the parents a lot.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
At this point. So anyway, so I'm excited, Angel, to hear more. Thank you.
Yay.
Yes.
Love you. Angel, do you have anything else that you need to say before I move on to the next person?
No, there's not really very much to add to that. It's just, in general, I like creating the containers that help people that are bringing out all these awesome gifts in the world, create those containers and build them up however we can so that they don't get stopped and blocked by the things that they don't know, because somebody in the world does know, and we will find those people. If I can't help you, we will find the people that do know.
Woo-woo! Yay! It's true. We are not alone. We are one, and we're here to help each other. And all the women on this panel, they know that. They live it, they breathe it, and that's what they put out every day of their lives. And I'm so honored to know all of you. Thanks, Angel. Woo! Oh, gosh. Okay. Pam has a concert tonight, so I'm going to go with Pam next because I want her to leave if she has to when she's ready to grow that way.
Thank you. And I feel like I'm catching sparks in this conversation. I'm so honored and delighted. And thank you, Heidi. Your spirit, your passion, it reminds me of the John Wesley quote, catch on fire with enthusiasm and people will come for miles to watch you burn. And I feel like this conversation, this weaving today, is a sacred union of each one of our heart sparks, of this pilot light that we've been carrying within us. And I echo Kathy, the fear of being seen, the lineage of lifetimes. We come into this lifetime and we stood in line and our sacred gifts will bubble up and well up. And then mayday, oh my God, we shut it down. For decades, we've gotten small again because of the fear rising. But I feel today in this circle, what strikes my heart so purely is the truth that we each have a unique gift to share. And the time of doing it on our own, that old Chicken Little story of the heavy lifting, is so over. So I feel like what we're here today is we are here breathing through the birthing pangs of Mother Earth right now. We are in a midwifing circle of magnificence. That's what I feel we're doing here today. So my name is Pamela Durand, and how I am here on the planet now, how I feel my gifts expressed is under the banner of voicing the divine feminine. I'm a musician muse, a priestess poet, a sound alchemist. And since I was really little, I've always felt the divinity and the love of the mother and my inspiration come through me through the word. And as the beautiful author from a century ago, Florence Scovel Shinn, said, our word is our wand. And that saying, abracadabra, this is our magic. And we have been terrified of our power, and many lifetimes that we've lost our heads for speaking our truth, for being the prophets. So this is what we're here to heal in this circle that we're sending out, is exciting each other with what's arising in our hearts and in our bodies. Because in truth, we are living in a time of incredible magnificence and shifting. And we are also in a time of incredible chaos and challenge. And the shit's getting real, right? We know. So we as the women are tuned in to the agony and the suffering of Mama Gaia. We are tuned in to the children who are suffering in all of the war-torn places on the planet, all of those disenfranchised souls, the elders, all who suffer. We as the women feel this. So my mantra is feel to reveal what is arising to be healed. So this is where I applaud each one of you for having the courage to stay in your heart, because we've been seduced for 2,000 years with the patriarchal model. Build it, buy it, sell it, put it in your house, put it in your closet, rape the earth. This is the lie of the seduction that we are healing now. And we are realizing that the gift of the feminine is to have the courage to feel the pain and the suffering and the joy. And to hold that which is crying for our attention and to sing to it, to sing a sound lullaby, to welcome the pain and the pain of the men, because they don't know any better. They're getting to know better because we're teaching them and we're modeling it. But this archetype of the masculine is so embedded in them to be the warriors, the violence. All of this is now shape-shifting. So I want to share something that came to me 2 years ago on this day, International Women's Day. I write poems, and I call them tone poems, because we are all vibrating. Although we seem to be solid, we are all an on-off signal. We are all this beautiful vibratory frequency of love. That's all we are, people, right? Heidi, when you get going, I can feel that love. And that's what we are here, is to shatter the density of all of the lower frequencies that have held us: lack, limitation, disease, scarcity, separation. And how do we heal that? We can't do it from the mind. We've tried. We've taken courses. We've written all, the books. We go back again and again. But sound, why the technology of sound is so profound, is that it bypasses our clever intellect, which we can tell ourselves 6 ways to Sunday. We can convince ourselves it's not true. It is true. Sound bypasses our mind, takes us into our radiant heart, where we can feel the truth embodied. So this is an invocation to this power that each one of us holds as we cross the bridge from our heart chakra to our throat chakra. Not only are we having the courage to be seen, we are having the courage to be heard, and for our hearts to be felt as this divine love that is expressing as each one of us, however we're showing up on the planet, as we have the courage to embody this love fearlessly as this fierce grace of the divine feminine that says it's now or never. You start listening to this melody, or fill in the blank. So here it is. I'm going to lay it on you. This is my invocation and prayer and charge to you on this International Women's Day, and it is called the Womanifesto. Mother of all, make me an instrument of your glory. Use me in the highest service of the new story. In a world of plenty, let no bellies be empty. Where babies hunger and cry with thirst, let us put their famine first. Where the depths of despair and doubt prevail, may the compassion of women lift the veil. Where there is slavery, let there be freedom. Where my sister in her darkness cries for light, let me be one. Where there is separation, solidarity, where there is doubt, clarity. Where there is hatred, harmony. Where there is racism, a resurrection. Where there is violence, a place of protection. Where there is lack, the truth of all sufficiency. Where we walk alone, may we feel no threat of danger. Where we feel abandoned, may we hear the song of angels. Mother of all, you have placed within our womb, in all sisters, a sacred intention that in thought, word, and deed, we will become the ascension. Mother of all, we will rise, we will sing, we are the instruments of your glory. We are living the new story. Upon the holy winds of change, we blow. We are the Womanifesto.
Bravo. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you. Thank you.
With all my love, my love, my love, and my gratitude.
Yeah, just invoking that emerald healer's flame and just imagining the whole planet in this beautiful green emerald flame. And as the darkness and fear and anger and suffering and hate and all that jazz is being released from people, you know, the emerald flame and the light of God and spirit, you know, just transmutes it into these beautiful little particles that get back into the oneness and back into the whole. And it doesn't have to cause anything else to happen. Just nice release. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I will put that poem on your page, on the International Children's Month page, because you asked about a process or in some kind of practice or exercise. And just the last 5 lines of that poem, you know, I invite people to offer that as a tattoo on your heart, because we are this and we are rising together. Thank you.
Beautiful. I hear the children having an issue. So, Darlis, I'm going to call on you. Can you introduce yourself to everybody? And I'm just going to go sort out a little fire that's happening in the kitchen. I'll be right back.
I can. First of all, welcome and thank you one and all for being here today, including those in the audience that will hear this live, that will hear the replay, because we know that we are all one and this all goes out to the universes. I'm Darlis Mays. I'm an Akashic record teacher, a sacred evolutionary dowser. I'm a substance abuse interventionist for mental health and substance abuse, as that's going on in the world so greatly these days. And I'm here to help empower everyone. Angel, thank you so much for sharing. It's really great to meet you on this call today. And I want to offer, I think there's a great synergy here. I would love to help your women, especially through the Akashic realm. Usually people come to me to help through the Akash with their businesses. So I think that there's a great connection, and I can help some of the women. What has happened on this planet is for lifetimes and lifetimes, as it's been mentioned on this call already, is that so many of us, male and female, have lost our lives for stating our truth. And so once that comes through the Akash and in a way of knowledge, acknowledging that, if there's any leftover fear or angst regarding that in our past lives, that can be released through that knowledge. So I would really love to help your ladies there, Angel.
That would be fabulous. Thank you.
Yes, I'd love to offer that to them. So as this co-creation of the greatest awakening in any universe at any time ever is occurring, here we are gathered. I've been really fortunate to gather with so many of you on this call I know from the Co-Creators Convergence, which will take place this June once again, live and in person. And here we are co-creating the new earth. And it's such a fabulous, fabulous time to be part of this. I was with a group on Monday, and the synergy of 8 people coming together and praying and manifesting this new awakening, this new opening, time for full disclosure to happen, so that every gateway, every star portal is open and ready for us to utilize all the information that's right here, right now at our fingertips. It's just a very powerful, powerful time. And so wonderful to be here with all of you today. I love so many of you, and the ones that I'm just getting to know, I already love you. So it's a great time. And here we are gathered together and empowering each other. We empower the whole planet. I, like Angel, it's very important for me to get my feet on the planet. Luckily, I'm in Jupiter, and I can do that even this time of year. So I'm very grateful for that. You know, the forces are with us, and we have everything we need to really carry ourselves through this in a graceful, loving, warm, empowering way. And I really feel that this next bit of time is really for the feminine, the divine feminine, to come and our voice be heard on a powerful way. And then it's really to bring that patriarchic system, you know, healing. You know, we have to bring love to everything, and to stop the division and to really come into unity. This is no time to divide and conquer. Those days are past. It didn't work. It's about time to bring everything into unity, into love, so that we can carry on in a really good way. And with that, I'm really complete. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, all of you, for being here.
I heard you all the way across the house. It was fabulous. Thank you so much. Yay. Oh, Darlis, you're special. I love you. And the work in the world that you've done, I just want to thank you on behalf of humanity. I am a part of a women's group called Moms Stop the Harm. It's a Canadian group of women who are dealing with the opiate crisis. And Darlis has really helped bring to light a lot of that crisis, I think, and she's helped with her energy work and her healing work. And I am finding, like, the most challenging thing that we're facing right now, I feel, is the drugs, because they block us up energetically. So all of this beautiful work we're all doing, it hits a brick wall when it comes to our loved ones who are on the opiates. And I just want to take a special moment here and a note to all the moms and families out there that have lost their children because of this crisis. I am so sorry, and we are absolutely working on the healing and restoration of this. If we could all put a group collective intention behind, underneath, and uplifting for new healing centers, new education systems, progressive ways of helping our loved ones heal, release, restore, and get better so they don't go back and end up dying because they've been clean for a while and then they just think they can have a little bit again and then that's the end of their life. So, it's a heartbreaking thing that's going on. And Darlis, I know you have something to offer here on this that's important. So tell me what you've got.
Okay, so what I have to give to the world, especially at this time period coming up. Next week, I celebrate 30 years of drug-free life.
Woo-hoo! Yay!
Which is why my intervention work really came to in the being. Because I know that one day at a time, we can come out of the grips of the hell of drug abuse and live an incredible life. And I've been very successful in my recovery. And I know that each individual can be successful if they are given the proper healing, the proper love, the proper support. And right now, the profession that I chose many, many years ago, they're not getting that healing. Right. But coming into this new time period, we will have healing centers versus treatment centers.
Right.
They don't need treatment, they need healing.
Right.
And that begins with spirituality. The 12 steps came out of the work of the Bible.
Right.
Okay? And I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person.
Right.
And we don't give these young people that start because the disease of addiction cuts off that connection of spirituality.
Right.
That's why it was created in the first place.
Right.
Okay.
Agreed. I agree.
So
yes.
Then we can help them one step at a time, get back to that God connection, that spirit connection. They can start that healing process. But right now, what's being delivered is not that. So my new business is called Heart Awakening Institute to help treatment centers evolve into spiritual healing centers.
Awesome.
And we will do that. We will do that.
Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Darlis and I talked about this. I have multiple family members that have had issues for my entire life. So this is something that is really close to me. I didn't know when I was a little girl what was blocking me from my own mother. And now that I know about it, I realize why we always hit a brick wall. She had things to teach me that I couldn't quite get. And I had things to help with healing her that she couldn't quite get. And that was prescribed opiate medication. And, so we're not just talking about like street drugs. We're talking about doctor drugs, And I saw a man yesterday actually have a conversation. He is an undercover police officer from England who busted up heroin rings. And his whole thing was just make the heroin prescribed by the doctors. So at least they're not criminalizing these people and they can actually go ahead and take care of themselves instead of going to prostitution or thieving or being criminalized, right? Because they have this addiction issue. Yeah, Kathy.
Well, I wanted Darlis to also share about her remarkable dowsing work.
Oh, yeah.
Because it isn't just the Akashic Records work that's so powerful that she does. She can transform people's environment, either work or home, in a very short amount of time. And it's amazing the difference in the frequency that comes through. So
yeah, tell us about that, because dowsing still is kind of mystical to me. I don't really know if I totally understand it either. So fill us in.
Okay, so dowsing clears the energy that sometimes is even created by the planet. Okay, it's
gotcha.
Also, geopathic stresses can naturally occur through the planet, through water, through whatever, you know. And then we also have all this energy coming in from computers and EMFs and cell phone towers and all of that, causing us interference. So we have a way to put in cures that does not penetrate the home or the business. Now, what I feel we need to do is we should be dowsing every hospital, every education center, every school. I have done treatment centers with more on the list, because all that energy of illness, of angst is left in the energy of the land. Then we invite it new again and over and over and over. That needs to be energetically cleared. We are about light, frequency, energy, okay? And that's the new healing. And so when all of that is in harmony together, then we have a clean slate where we can really educate, where we can really heal. So that's a glimpse of it. You can go to my website, heavensrecords.info, for more information on all of that.
Heavensrecords.info. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you for all you do, Kathy, everybody here. Thanks for continuing to hold space. Grandma Shannon Crossfair had to run off and go to her work. So we love her. We thank her. We respect her, our water grandma. And she helps us run internationalchildrensmonth.com. And then she has Braveheart resources also. So she works with a lot of the children that are having issues on the different reservations. Okay, great. Well, okay, let's see here. Victoria, are you ready to grow next? Are you ready? Are you ready to lead us into something else here?
I'm good to go.
All right.
Yeah, well, thank you. First of all, Heidi, thank you for having me on this panel and organizing all this. And I love the Heidi little frequency. I call it the frequency. I'm all like a little bit out there like that. And so since Heidi invited me on this, I felt like it really brought the whole fore of gender, of womanhood to me. It opened up that field like much wider than I ever thought. It's like it'd been in my mind ever since she invited me, really, and talking about it with my husband. And oh my God, it's just really, and you know what? It's an enormous thing. It's so enormous. Like
I know.
It's so huge. I mean, it's, you know, since the beginning of recorded history is gender. You know, questions like, for me, you know, does the universe deal with gender? I mean, is gender, I mean, it's physical. We know it's physical. We know it's psychological. We know it's cultural. We know it's spiritual. Is it also cosmological? Is that what happens? It's so much bigger. And we're like in some huge pendulum shift here. You know, the pendulum goes one way, it goes the other way. Maybe it's going male, female. Eventually, hopefully, we'll see what's in that middle. You know, what's there.
In the flow section.
I didn't want to just bring something up here, hearing all about this Akashic records. And there's a book by a man named Rudolf Steiner. I don't know if you're all familiar with Rudolf Steiner's work. He's an incredible clairvoyant and an educator in Waldorf schools for children. And he wrote a book called Cosmic Memory that was straight from the Akashic records. And in that book, which I totally love and studied a long time, we're actually in the 5th post-Atlantean epoch. But in that time, he talks about Lemuria, which I think this group may even, I can speak about this here. This is good. I can mention Lemuria. And you'll all,
come on in.
Yeah. So in Lemuria, that's what he says, that the sexes separated. Before Lemuria, in the Polarian age and Hyperborean age, male, female were one. It was some kind of amalgam formed. And in the middle of Lemuria, this began to separate into 2 forms, one being what we call female, the other one what we call male. And at that time, and this is kind of fascinating to what I want to go to next, is that at that time, that form was divided between the male form for will and the female form for imagination. But he, by the way, he channels straight out of Lemuria. He gives us scenes from Lemuria where the priestesses are chanting, because the female form in Lemuria ran the society. It was not a male society. It was a female society. The men had will, but they were these big, strong people that moved all the rocks, that the women did everything that the women asked. because the women were connected with the gods and they could change the weather and they could understand that nature, completely connected with it. And I think that has kind of come over, you know, male or female, but that whole kind of sense of that spirit, that magic, that mystical kind of environment that we all know about.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was just fascinating because it's a huge, I mean, I don't know, Rudolf Steiner, you know, it's not a question of believing him or not. The mind can't take that in. It's a vista, but when I felt that, I realized how big this was, how cosmological, how huge the whole thing is, and it's the gender issue. I mean, it's a lot bigger and more important, and evolutionarily wise, biologically wise. I mean, and we're like, I know we're in the middle of a huge pendulum shift. I just know that.
Mhm.
So I wanted to kind of bring that in as a, like that it's such a big event that we're involved in. And I wanted to take it a little more personal because Heidi she wants me to come out of the closet, and she's been encouraging me to come out of the closet. So I want to just tell you that in my experience on this earth, and you know, my husband Ron and I ran Collective Consciousness. We've been in it for 40 years. We're writing a book on it and enlightened meetings. However, somewhere in the middle of all this, I also was working with children. And I worked with children for 15 years. And the last 8 years, a number of years back, it was called Spirit Club for Children. And it was for children who were from the ages of 3 to the ages of about 10. And this was not anything I marketed. I didn't know how to market anything. This was live because my granddaughter and my daughter and all her friends wanted me to do this. They just told me, Victoria, we want you to do a spirit club for our children. We want something more than religion and something in addition to or to alternative to. And my work with children began because I like children. I was like a housewife who made reservations and got babysitters, you know. I was not with children. And I met the spiritual teacher and he said, Vicky, you need to work with children. And I'm like, inside I'm, they're a mess. They're annoying. No. I like my studio. I'm a potter. I have a very clean white studio. It's pristine. I don't like kids. So anyway, you didn't say no to this person. For a story for another time. So I did it. I did 3 classes for children. And it opened a door where I was now in another place, guys. I was in a fairyland in the Middle Kingdom. Now, the interesting thing, the reason I want to bring this up, because I thought a lot about this in relation to my form, my womanness. So I was definitely the fairy queen. I want to tell you all that I'm the fairy queen. So my name was Tori, the fairy queen. And when I entered that world, I was definitely the biggest one there. My size. I was the biggest one there. I was a woman, but that wasn't a big deal. That was not a feeling of me. The world was very feminine because it's a world of the Middle Kingdom of the fairies and the gnomes and the elves. And so, but that world, I was some kind of just a conscious experience, a spirit, a frequency, an energy field. And you know, the children were like that too. And they knew it. They were 3 years old and I knew it. And so was I an authority? Totally. I could do no wrong. I was like the fairy queen because you know what? I wasn't there to be an authority. I wasn't there to discipline them. I was just there who I am. And so, you know, I listened to them, they listened to me. And here's a great story. So we're in Spirit Club, and so I talked to the fairies, and I downloaded all the stuff of what is the mission of Spirit Club, and it was to discover the wonder of oneness. Hello, right? The wonder of oneness. So we're there to discover the wonder of oneness. I'm there with all the children. We do our Tibetan bowl ceremony. We have the magic password, and then I want to ask them, seriously ask them, because when that empowerment came that way in terms of whatever it is that I am, I really wanted to know from them. I wasn't teaching them anything. But I was sharing a lot of information by being who I am. So then I asked the kids in Spirit Club, so I say, you know, we all look different. Look around here. We all look different. Look at us. We have different hair, different eyes. But, you know, I was sitting on the floor, by the way, cross-legged. So I asked them, but how are we all the same? You know, how are we all the same? What do you think? So they're all kind of looking around. And then one little girl, who, by the way, just went to college and wrote her college essay about me. So she raises her hand like this, Ava, because she's wild. And Ava says, "We all poopy."
It's true.
Anyway,
I'm like, it's true.
but
Yep.
the thing about that, guys, the thing about that is when I said that, when she said that, everybody rolled over on the floor because you know how 3 or 4
Well,
of you.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I rolled over on the floor. I laughed so hard. I just was hysterical. And that's when I knew that that was joy. Like, you know, I'm going to stop talking about why we're all one.
Oh my gosh. Break it down to the simple form, hey?
I know it was a physical manifestation of that. And I know like in theory, we would all write and say, well, you know, but that's physical and we can't, but it wasn't that. It was the meaning of it. That was, and so it was like that in Spirit Club all along. And so that kind of I just want to finish with saying that, that in the last 20 years, I have been really riveted into the inquiry of who am I, into my identity. Who am I? What am I? I mean, you know, I read all the teachers. I've been with a teacher for 4 years who was a non-dual teacher. And I read all of that. And it's just something inside me that happened. I went through a lot of transformatory work. But then I went with this teacher who said, you are the way you are now. There's no effort needed. So I want to say that during this time, my identity as a woman has loosened. It's like loosened. It's as if, of course I'm a woman. Of course I'm in this form. Of course. And of course, that is, you know, something to really look at. However, in this loosening, like I can't totally stamp that. I can't totally go with that feeling that I am a woman, because it's something much greater, much bigger. I don't want to know what to call conscious experience, you know, awareness, the field of all possibilities. I don't know, but I just feel that having done that, what that has done, it has empowered my woman role. Huge. The more I don't identify with that identity, because it's a limit, the more I feel empowered as a woman. I know it's amazing. You're shaking your heads because I'm speaking to the converted here, and then you're all saying this all the time. And that spirit. And so that has really been an incredible teaching for me and continues to be that way. And that does not diminish in any way the fact that it makes it stronger, the fact that there is so much suffering. How much suffering is over this gender thing, what has happened in our lifetime and in recorded history on this earth before, after Lemuria, what has happened to the female form is just, I mean, it's just enough to make you want to faint. So it makes that stronger, but it doesn't make me angry at men. Absolutely not. There's the other end of that suffering. I just know there is. And you know, my prayer is that we, you know, continue to open up to what is truly real, what is our true nature, and that will take care of it. That will be what it is. It'll be the fairy queen. And I think I now know, Heidi, what a human fairy is because I'm looking at one.
I asked her, I said,
yeah.
"Oh, Miss Victoria, are you the human fairy? Are you the queen of the human fairies?" Because I know that there are human fairies here too, just like there are human angels here too, right? And I was like, and said, she didn't quite get my question, so I didn't dive into it too much because I was typing it. You know how things get misconstrued that way anyway. But
well, I thought about it after you said it. And then you got, then I'm like seeing it. I'm beginning to see it. And by the way, fairies definitely come to little children. They really exist. And it's a whole middle kingdom. And we don't believe in them. We lose sight after about 2 or 3 years old.
No, I know. Grandma Shannon Crossbear is actually a big fairy advocate. She has little doors and bridges and all kinds of things on her property. She is, and the Neneglete are the water fairies in the Ojibwe tradition. The Neneglete, they have red hair and they're little people, and so there's lots of stories about them too. She's told me stories. I love it. Yeah, I mean, come on. I've worked with International Children's Month, right? So I have to stay connected to everything that makes sense to the children. in order for me to be able to understand them, right? And to continue to move through the world as an advocate for them. And Victoria, when I first met Victoria and we started talking about, she told me about her work with Circle. And I told all of our panelists already before we got on here, I just want everyone else out in the world to know that when Victoria Friedman opened Circle, now I just advocated for mandatory, what do I call it? Restorative circle. Mandatory restorative circle for this lockdown business they keep doing with the kids. I'm now advocating for mandatory restorative circle. And Miss Victoria Friedman, she can open circle, and I saw colors, rainbow colors come out through the phone. We were having a conversation on Zoom that came out through the phone and enveloped the whole planet, you guys. And I was like, that is some powerful circle work, my friend. I called it right when it happened, didn't I, Victoria? I was like, you're really powerful with circle. Do you remember the conversation?
Heidi, thank you for the recognition.
I love you. My God. You guys are all so beautiful. And Victoria, you're so powerful. And Victoria is right now figuring out how to integrate some fairy work into International Children's Month so we can offer it to all the children on the planet, because they need that, right? There is a lot of very challenging, very real problems happening right now. And we need to advocate for their imagination, their creativity, their innocence, and their joy. And, we can do that. And all we got to do is just say we're doing it. And then we are. And it's literally that simple. You wonder, how can I change the world? How can I do something that's going to help somebody else? You just decide right here and right now that that's who you are. And then that's what happens. Mm-hmm. That's how we do this. Period.
And I have
Victoria,
to pop in.
Woo, yeah.
And I want to pop in, as you brought Lemuria into the circle, that I can come out too. And I loved what you said, Victoria. What did you call it? The pitch of being? The pitch of being. I love that. And I want to just place this into the circle as my blessing before I go, because about 10 years ago, I had a reading with beautiful being who channels Saint Germain. And said, you lived in the time of Lemuria. You were one of the singers that as the waters of Atlantis was rising, you offered the sonic blessing so that the pain of the scar tissue of this trauma and this tragedy would not go forward. It was simply from the heart to the throat. And he said, you were one of many of these singers. And what's interesting, he said, the song you sang was very similar in melody to what you know in this live stream as Auld Lang Syne. And I went back, it was about a year after I'd written a song that downloaded through me as medicine for the planet, my song Love Is All. And when I went to sing it, it is the same first two notes as the interval from D to F sharp. And F sharp is the sound in the Giza pyramid as Auld Lang Syne. And I went, oh my God. And he said, you're coming back to meet many of these others who sang so that the scar tissue of this shift, the trauma, would not go forward. You would simply unify in love, in the pitch of being. So I say our hearts are the technology.
Oh, yeah.
Feel everything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Sing it, sister. Speak it, sing it, love it. I mean, I'm preaching to the converted in the choir here. So
yeah, but everybody else in the whole world is listening.
Of course. So I'm leaving this, as I'm leaving to go sing for International Women's Day, I'm putting this into our circle, out into the world, that from your open, radiant heart to the gateway of your throat chakra, we think it's so complex, but it's simple. It's just be the love, keep the heart open, share the love. If it's a toning, if it's a lullaby to a child, if it's you putting your feet in the bare earth and singing to Mama Gaia, however you do that, this is how we are creating the shift from the matrix of the technology of the love in our hearts. And on that note, I got to go to my rehearsal to sing tonight.
Have fun.
I love you so much. Thank you.
Love you. Thanks for being here with us.
My
Yay. Here we grow, Pam. Have fun. Sing it, sister. All right. Oh my gosh. We are lighting up the forces. Just imagining the heart of the planet, beautiful prisms, and those rainbow prisms are just shining out and then touching us, and our prisms are shining out. And as every prism shines and reflects and uplifts and unites and dives through and brings forth and transmutes and builds new systems and new ways of feeling and being. And the Mother Moon and oh, who else did I see today? I saw like planetary support, all the feminine kind of aspects of the planets just shining here for us too. And then all the other dimensions just turning their hearts, their faces, their faces of God is what I call them, but their light towards us. We are the only planet in the thought-shid existence that has the opportunity to transform, grow, and choose at this point, I believe, and I'm told, in human evolution. We're human here. It's way different than anywhere else that's ever been created. So this is a gift to be alive here today, absolutely and truthfully. All right, we have 2 more panelists left. I'm going to go to Ellen next, and Jolene's going to help me wrap it up, and of course, all of us. All right, Ellen, what you got growing on there, sister? And you're muted. Hold on a second. Whoa, 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 I got to unmute you. Is that it? Is it unmuted? Does she unmute?
Hi.
There we go. Okay, great.
Can you hear me? Love and blessings, and thank you, Heidi, for creating this incredible divine goddess energy. All these women that are here are magnificent, and I feel honored to be with everybody. I'm a reverend, I'm a life coach, I'm a quantum healer, and I have the Age of New Beginnings. So it's a teaching and expressing in the show and in the things that I do as classes and programs. I'm teaching empowerment, healing. There is nothing in the universe that we can't accomplish, experience, or do, which we all know, which I'm spoken to the choir. But it is a magnificent time. It's 2019. This is the time of owning it. This is the time of, there are no more holding back. There is no more later. It is now. Now, and as I'm saying this, I'm feeling the most beautiful, incredible chills that that we have this incredible support system of really wanting us to not just move forward, but just kind of like charge. Not that there's, how can I say it? That you can't do it slowly and gently with love, but to release any resistance to embracing the magic that's within us. Really, it's like this month, at this moment, where the energy is. I was listening to a beautiful Lemurian channel, and it was saying that all these emotions are coming up because everybody is not comfortable with emotions. They're comfortable with suppressing, pushing it down, and you can't move forward. You can't raise the highest vibration if you're still holding on or dismissing something that is real. You know, the energy has to flow. It has to be honored. It has to be appreciated. It has to be, it has to move through us. We have to understand, release. So there's been phenomenal things happening, and normally I heal the healers. Like I had a beautiful psychic home. I got an attachment because I went into this house to release an entity and realized it was another entity. So I'm going to go in there and clear it, and it's something that I adore doing. But in this intense energy of emotions and feeling, that I had to slow down a little bit and take time for me. I had to make sure that I was at the highest place, the highest vibration. So taking time to rest, taking time to enjoy the downloads, taking time to experience life. And if you ever see my Facebook or the things I do, I live my passion. I love being a woman. I love projecting, being a diva. I don't need to cover up, hide anything. I'm a grandma. I'm no kid. But yet I don't mind talking about the girls, the boobies. I don't feel uncomfortable about dancing and having a great time. I think embracing the exquisiteness of who we are, no matter what shape, what size, makeup, no makeup, long hair, short hair. I mean, you can look at me, and 1 minute I have short hair, next minute I've got hair down to my tush. We're women. It's fun to express ourselves, be what feels good, and not worry about what anybody else thinks. You know, it's a limitless time to really explore life, appreciate life, explore ourselves, explore where we've been, to appreciate where we are now, and to cleanse and clear and to raise the most incredible vibration and bring everybody along the way. So may each one of us always live our passion to the utmost, and move forward at the volume that feels exquisitely, divinely perfect for each one of us. And I am here. If anybody needs anything in any way, I adore being, what's the word? A channel of light, which we all are, you know, and even though we're all incredible, magnificent channels of light, that we're human and enjoying the human experience, sometimes we have moments of needing love, and we live love, but to know that it's okay to say, I need love right now, you know? So if anybody needs love, I am here to give limitless, endless love on the most pure, beautiful, purest level. And, you know, it's so easy to say, hey, I did that, I gave love, I got burnt, I got hurt, I don't want to subject myself to that anymore. You know what? If you do that, you're missing the boat, you know? So when you were speaking of Saint Germain, I teach that in the Violet Flame, that if something is not feeling right, you're surrounding yourself in that beautiful violet flame and the essence of that energy that is there for us to learn and evolve. So, you know what, as I've grown, as matured, I realized that every obstacle isn't an obstacle, it's just room for new growth. The other aspect, let's see, we got the Palladium thing going on, which is exquisite, which is the energy of the now, which is bringing everything forward. So we cleanse and clear and really know by the time 2019, there's no more getting ready. There are no more blocks, that we are free to be the flowing essence of light that we're meant to be, to project in the most amazing way. And what was the other thing that I wanted to bring up? I adore enlightening children. I'm a grandma, so when I see my grandkids, it's like, I'm in awe. I'm in awe. And it was wild because the other day, the energy was so intense, and I was having like the best time with my girlfriends. My girlfriend, we went to a castle, we stayed overnight, we had a great time. We were just us dressing up and taking pictures and being silly. But I woke up with my neck really, really intense, really, how can I say, throughout my occiput, I was in a lot of pain. So I went to one holistic chiropractor and couldn't move it. I have a massage therapist who's a beyond therapist, and she worked on for me for an hour. And then I went to another chiropractor because I was going out that night and I wasn't gonna let anything prevent me from enjoying it with my husband because I already did the girl thing. And when after he moved everything and put everything back, and I was feeling a little dizzy, but clear and perfect, he had said something to me, which I do to everybody else, that the scenario that I was focusing on really wasn't loving for my own inner child. And I think honoring our own inner child, taking time to, how's she doing right now? Is it, how you doing? How's she doing? And to really, is she feeling loved? Is she feeling protected? Is she feeling honored? Is she feeling safe? Is she feeling happy and alive? You know, and so I think each one of us teaches living your happiness, living your joy, living in love, living in infinite possibilities, because I also do a program on law of attraction. But whatever you do, take that moment and take time to say, is this the highest and best for the little girl in me? On that note, I send infinite love. Namaste. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks, Ellen. Aw, yay. When I met Ellen, we were walking down the streets of New York City in the dark, and she was glowing. And then we ended up having at this diner at like 2 or 3 in the morning, we ended up having this impromptu interview on Facebook. And it was during the We the World's 20th anniversary celebration. And I want to thank Rick Olphick and We the World for letting us host our panel today through We the World. And Ellen is an amazing spark, and she has a really strong intuitive gift. And I appreciate you bringing up the inner child business, because both people with male genitalia and female genitalia all have inner children inside, inner light children. And those little inner light child children are most of the problem on this planet today. Unfortunately, they're raging and ramming, going, I didn't get enough love, so screw you. And I'm sorry, but it's time to take those beautiful little inner light children and be like, you know what? I totally love you. Let's go back in time. There's a thing we can do where we imagine ourselves in a theater, and on the stage is a film that is being played. And you can do this on your own time, or people might go quickly through it right now, but you essentially see where you were first wounded and hurt by others that you trusted, and you witness it. You freeze the frame as it replays a second time, and you as the adult runs in and saves that little child before this stuff all happens. You take your little light child to your heart and you say, I am really, really sorry that this ever happened, but I promise from this moment forward, we're going to work together and that it's going to be okay. And it's a beautiful exercise. Yeah, Ellen, tell me.
I do that with the quantum healing and hypnotherapy and the intuitive work. And it is not only going to be okay, it's going to be magnificent and fabulous, because we are going to play, dance, sing, and celebrate life.
Yes, yes. So my loves, heal the inner light child, heal your little inner light child. And you can Google or come to any one of us on this panel, and I'm sure every single person on this panel could help you in some way to direct you how to heal your inner light child. We are all healers and teachers on this panel. And Age of New Beginnings, where do people see your show?
Well, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook.
Okay.
On cable.
Oh, great. Okay, good. Ellen is very successful. She's not like all the women on this panel are very successful. Everyone is doing all the levels of life exceptionally well. And that's why they're here. That's why I brought them all together. It's because every area is exceptional. And I don't want to share anything but absolutely amazing quality with people out there in the world, because the time is now for us to restore ourselves. Release, receive, restore. Release, receive, restore. Yeah? Then we get rid of it and we move into the next bit. Hi. Oh, Bridger's here. Yay. Okay. Ellen, thank you so much. You say hi. You want to say hi to everybody? Ooh. You say hi. This is what we're all doing. Look at all these beautiful ladies. I get to be with Auntie Jolynn for a few minutes, and then we're going to wrap up. Okay? You go get Hannah to help you for like 5 or 10 more minutes? Oh, you can't do it. Okay, great. All right. So, Ellen, I love you. Thank you, everybody. Here we grow. Okay. Jolynn Ann Rose. Well, she's been my bestie for, I don't know, like 30 years, 25 years, something like that. Jolynn, I'm going to mute myself. Tell everybody about yourself for a minute, okay?
Yes. Oh, aloha. Happy International Women's Day, everyone. Thank you, Heidi. It's so fun to be here. And Bridger, love you. Hello. I'm also a mother, and I have a 17-year-old daughter, and I spend a lot of my time here on the islands, being close to nature, which I love dearly, and it brought me down my path, which led me to study Chinese medicine and share that with the world. I incorporate a lot of vibrational healing. I use tuning forks, and I have a didgeridoo player that plays with me occasionally. And I just love being able to work intimately one on one with people and transformation. So when I was asked to be a part of the panel, the thing that has been really, really strong for me this past week is the topic of mindfulness. And with my own workings with raising a daughter and a beautiful woman that she is, I'm so proud of her. She got her driver's license last year on International Women's Day. All right. So, in the struggles and the things that I see her going through, I was like, okay, as a healer, my immediate thing is like, oh, do I have needles for that? Or could I give her some herbs? And then is she going to have, like, is there going to be compliance? Is she going to take the herbs? And I thought about it and I'm like, there's something that I can do for her that she can have with her. And this extends to everyone, that she has with her when I'm not there, when she's just with herself. And so mindfulness became like number one. Yes, 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 of course, because with mindfulness, it's a gift, right? When we're being mindful, we're being present, and we're sitting with ourselves, and we're sitting with our thoughts, and we're sitting in the moment, and we're able to tune in to what's real and what's going on in the body and what's going on in the mind. And oh my gosh, wait, that happened in the past, it's not relevant, or I'm stressing about the future, and there's an infinite possibilities of what the future really could be. So to bring you back to the moment, to the present, and there's that gift. And so I found when I started researching this and practicing is that, so that brings on self-awareness, right? So now we're self-aware when we're being mindful. And when we're self-aware, it leads us to practice more self-love and self-care, because we're taking the time to realize that, oh, wait, I'm sitting really weird. My body hurts, or, oh, and then we tune in more to our intuition, so that when we are making choices, it's not out of a state of fear or anxiety, and it's from a state of like divine knowing that it's the right thing for us in that moment. So that's just the greatest gift I think I can give her. And that's what I wanted to share with everyone today. And from there, I just feel like it's just like this rippling effect, because once we create that, then we have less stress in our lives. And when we have less stress in our lives, there's less chance of disease. And from that, we can be healthy and we can be strong and we're in our full power. And that's what we're all here for, right? We're to live our full potential. So that is what I wanted to share today with everyone. It's just revolutionary for me. It's like something I always knew, but now I'm just like, yay, okay, let's do this. Let's like really embody this. And then I've taken it into my practice more with people. And I work with people, and sometimes I feel like not just their acupuncturist, but their counselor. And that's beautiful. And that's a part of the process. And a huge part of what I do is listening and hearing people and being able to like see them as a whole person. And sometimes I'm noticing that the chatter is maybe not relevant and leading it down a spiral. And since I've started incorporating more presence and more mindfulness into it with them, or knowing or not, I'm seeing major shifts, not just in them, but in myself. Because I've learned so much from the people that I work with. Having this time intimately one-on-one is just like such a gift that people trust me, and that I get to share, my knowledge with them. And I learn so much every day, walking into that room. And so, yeah, so that's where I'm at.
Yay! Thank God.
I know, right? I love how we're all speaking about the children. And, when Heidi and I met, we were children. We were like 12, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been through all the layers and levels of life and motherhood, and we both moved to a new country, and and we just like hold this really tight bond that is so beyond the physical reality. And she's my dear sister, and I just everything you're doing, and I just want to acknowledge you for it, and thank everybody who's here, whose names I've heard, and know how we're all supporting each other, and I'm just super grateful. Thank you.
Yay, baby. Woo! Awesome. Yeah, no, Jolene is fabulous. She has, like literally as Spirit gives me direction, I call Jolene and I tell her, oh, well, Spirit told me to do this, so I'm going to go do this. And well, Spirit told me to do that, so I'm going to go do that. And she's just like, okay, well, let's just make sure you take care of yourself and, drink water. And she's just reminding me of like the basic things that I need to do to keep myself alive while I'm doing, this work with Spirit. And, it's just amazing because it's like, that one becomes two become many, many become one, right? Like we are each other, and I do better when you guys do better, and it's like, it's so amazing. And like, thank you. I acknowledge you for all the years of listening to me and all of the stuff. Like we know the gruesome parts of this planet, and we know the lightest parts of this planet. And with that knowledge, with that quest for truth, right? With that saying to God, yeah, okay, I want to know who I am. I want to know what I'm doing here. I want to know what my purpose is here. I want to be of service and of benefit to humanity and our planet. All of you women on this panel, that's who you are. You are in service in your highest, most divine unfolding. And yeah, we all get a lot of challenges thrown at us because we are able to move through them and rise through them. And while we do that, everyone else on the planet that we're connected to is going to have a chance too, right? When one of us gets it, we all get a chance to get it. So rock on, every single one of you guys. And what you're doing is beautiful. Never stop until you want to. And when you're ready to do something else, that's cool too. And we'll still be here to support you as you transform again. Nobody said a butterfly has to stay the same way forever. You can cash in those wings for new ones anytime you want. Paint your colors, whatever color makes you happiest for this day and this moment and this breath. And on that note, if everybody can bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your heart. And we're going to breathe in the love and breathe out the harmony. And breathe in the love and breathe out the harmony. And breathe in the love and breathe out the harmony. Dear God, bless every single girl, child, incoming on this planet, and may she have the opportunity to become anything she wishes in any way, shape, or form, following the golden rule: do no harm to self, do no harm to family, and do no harm to the planet. As we ground here now, our highest love, our highest prayers in the gifts and the name of love. Love is who we are. Love is what we are. Love is what this is. Take these frequencies and help support everyone here. I love you guys. Amen. Aho. Hallelujah.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So this panel was brought to you by International Children's Month, We the World, We have Kathy from Mindful Marketing Magnetism. That's your website, right, Kathy?
One of them.
Okay. Oh, We'll put them all in the chat. Darlis is Heaven's Records.
.info.
Perfect. Victoria Friedman is vistarfoundation.org.
Mhm.
Alan, we have Age of New Beginnings, and you Google it, you're going to find it on even your TV.
Yes.
Okay. Angel is greenwomanstore.com, as well as seladvancement.org.
Yes.
And Jolene Rose has a new website now.
Balancewithinacupuncture.com.
Perfect. All right. So as is above, so is below, as is within, so is without. And God bless everybody. Happy International Women's Day. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. I love you, and God bless you in every single way. Yes? Yes. All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Heidi.
Wonderful to be here.
Yeah,
Rock and
wonderful
roll.
to see you with everyone.
All right.
Pura vida.
Thank you.
Oh, everybody be blessed. I love you. Thank you so much for being you.